Hey guys, it's Mr. Jack and 000 here, back with Automation the Car Company Tycoon game, and in today's video, we're going to do something different. We're going to build the most powerful engine in this game as of right now. This engine that I'm building, as you may have seen the thumbnail and title, it's over 4,700 horsepower and it possibly breaks the automation record for the most powerful engine, as I've checked all the credible YouTube videos, forums, etc. So now, here's how I've built this monstrosity of automotive work. So first of all, we bring the year up to the year 2020 for the family engine, and we're using a V90 degree V16 engine. Block material could be anything. I'm going to use magnesium. The bore and stroke has to come up to 120 millimeters, which makes it a 21.7 liter V16 engine with direct acting overhead cam headers made out of aluminum silicone, and we're going to be using VVL or variable valve lift, which is pretty interesting. I'm going to show you why I haven't even used like single overhead cams or dual overhead cams, because using these two, this brings down the power compared to a DA OHC, which is pretty interesting of how I found that out. For the crank, everything has to be the strongest possible with billet steel, com rods at lightweight titanium, and pistons at regular forge. You can do lightweight forge, but the lightweight forge, it won't hold up the torque as you see here in this graph. It is light, but it's not great for torquey engines like this guy here. And also, bring the quality up to plus 15 to be as strong as reliable as possible with building this engine. For the compression, we're going to bring this up to a 10.6 to 1 ratio, which is kind of high. Cam profile, bring it all the way up to an 89. Game. Oh, because of VVL. First, bring the VVL up to a 92 right here. Cam profile at 89, yep. And we're going to be using VVT, and again, plus 15. For the turbocharger, it's going to be one with ball bearings with the inner core set to 6,500 RPM. Right here. Compressor, bring it all the way up to 110 millimeters. Turbine at 97.0 millimeters right here. Air ratio, crank it all the way up to 1.4, and the boost would be at 34.3 psi right here. Again, plus 15. Let's do plus 15 for everything, which is important. For the fuel system, we're using a direct injection throttle per cylinder race intake running on ultimate fuel with the fuel mixture set all the way up to a 10, ignition timing all the way up to an 85, and the RPM limit set to 8,000 RPM. And for the exhaust, our only option is a short cast with dual exhaust, with the exhaust diameter set all the way up to 203 millimeters or 8 inches with no cats, mufflers whatsoever, and bring that quality all the way up, and we got the horsepower rating of 4,730.1 horsepower at 7,600 RPM, torque at 3,723.5 foot-pounds of torque at 5,300 RPM. And I'm going to show you everything with the graph here, like the power, torque, boost, efficiency, and all that stuff once I test the engine out for you guys. So here's an automatic test what the engine sounds like, and then I'll play around with it with the manual test while showing you each and every graph on here. So let the automatic test begin with this engine right now. is one hell of a motor right there, ladies and gentlemen. So like I mentioned, why I didn't even use a single overhead cam or a dual overhead cam. Let's do a dual overhead cam first with a 2-valve. The power drops down to 4,500 RPM, almost up to 4,600. With a 4-valve, it'll bring it down quite a bit to around 4,400 RPM. And if we do a 5-valve, we get rid of VVL, and their power rating will be up to 4,400 RPM. The single overhead cam, a 4-valve will bring it up to 4,468, a 3-valve, 4,457, and a 2-valve up to a 4,477, almost 78. With VVL, almost 4,500 RPM. The 3-valve with VVL, 4,476. And a push rod, no VVL, 2-valve, pushing 4,485. So when you want to build an engine with the most power, use direct acting overhead cam with VVL. That's how you get up to 4,730.1 horsepower, which it appears it is the most powerful engine in recorded automation history. With all the YouTube videos out there and all the forums that I see online like Reddit, the official automation forum or whatever, and the engine in general, no knocking whatsoever. You can see with the engine suggestions, all there is just cod rods, crank, and piston stress because of the high RPM limit. So no knocking, no valve flow, no torque issues, but we got RPM issues. Pistons at 39%, cod rods at 26%, and crank at 18% of reliability reduction. I think there's only a few vehicles that could support like this type of engine with this size on here. I think there's only a couple. I think there's semi-truck mod and a couple others, like some old school cars, including the Evil Speedster, which I think those are the only vehicles that could support this big of an engine. If you want me to put that in those types of vehicles, let me know down below so I can make that happen for you, which I think in my personal opinion, it'll be a bad but interesting idea to do. So this has been Mr. Jack and 000. I'll see you in the next video.